If love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage, what about love and money? We're delighted to welcome back Karyn Cavanaugh, Certified Financial Advisor and Chief Investment Officer at Carolinas Wealth Management. This is a fun subject.
Sure is.
This is a fun subject. So being that finances can be very touchy, when is it a good time to start discussing it with your significant other?
As soon as possible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, money, we know that money is extremely important in relationships, and a lot of people cite money as a reason for divorce or a relationship breakup. So the sooner, the better.
Yes, indeed. Now, communication is certainly key, but before we get into all of that, accounts, do you keep them separate? Do you combine them?
Well, if you're going to cohabit, it's probably a good idea to have a household account that you both contribute to. And it's probably a good idea to keep some kind of written ledger or spreadsheet. That way you could say, oh, you know, I'd love to go out to dinner, but the spreadsheet says, no, we can't. And that way it kind of takes the heat off of, you know, and it's out there so everybody can see. But it's also nice if you have different money styles to have your own account so that if you want to spend it all, you can spend it all out of yours, because a lot of couples both work. So, so they have separate accounts, and then a household account seems to work pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds very balanced. Okay, so we were talking about communication. Communication is absolutely essential, imperative in this arena. So where's the best place to start? How do you have that discussion?
Well, when you realize the relationship is serious, you know, it's one person shouldn't be paying for everything, but one person might make more money than the other person. So it's good to start when you realize that you're going to be together for a while. It's probably a good idea to talk about money styles.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, yes. And money styles meaning? Well,
some people spend everything they make, and other people are all about saving and recycling the aluminum foil. So, you know, there's a whole spectrum of money styles.
That is true. But then let's say communication wanes and you're noticing some financial infidelity. That's what we really want to get into.
Yeah.
What is financial infidelity?
Financial infidelity is just what it says. It's cheating on your partner with money, and it can be as minor as like, oh, I've had this forever, and I've got it on sale, to refinancing the house or taking out credit cards without the other person knowing. And believe it or not, more than 40% of couples say that there's one person in that relationship that is committing financial infidelity.
Real, and there's varying degrees of it too, right?
Absolutely.
So they're not all severe. But when you talk about the lying, what is a good way to approach the person? So if you see that something's amiss, what is the best way to have that conversation?
Well, if you see something is amiss, because you know everything's electronic now, so it's pretty easy to hide statements. It's pretty easy to hide receipts. You might be alerted to the fact that the person is stonewalling or doesn't want to share accounts or is just silent or doesn't want to talk about it. But you're going to have to get them to talk about that because that's the whole thing, is that they're probably hiding something. If they not want to talk about it, then it's probably something that they're hiding.
And it probably involves a little bit of sleuthing on your part. So what are some of the signs that?
Well, that sign of not wanting to talk about it, not wanting to say, you know, not wanting joint accounts, not wanting to share, not wanting to show any statements. That's probably the biggest sign that they don't want you to know something.
And other symptoms include using cash for purchases more than usual.
Right.
But the money has to come from somewhere. So how do you hide the withdrawal?
Well, you know, every time you go to the grocery store, you can say, when they say, "Do you want cash back?" "Yes, I do." "Oh, yeah, gosh, I went to the store and groceries are so expensive." You know, there's ways. True. And so if somebody's using cash all the time, it's good to have cash, but using cash all the time, that's just a sign that maybe something is going on.
Yes, indeed. And then there's also other reasons for financial infidelity, such as keeping up with the Joneses and other external pressures that are forcing you to think that you need to be spending a lot of money.
Right, there is that pressure to have what other people have, but there's emotional reasons. You know, it might make you feel good to go out and go shopping. You may feel like your partner is not spending enough time with you or not giving you enough attention. It could also be an addiction that you have, or it could be that you have a physical relationship with somebody else too. That's, you know, but it could just be be an emotional thing and a different money style. It could be that you like to spend more money on your kids than your partner might think that is appropriate.
Yes, but so you say communication is absolutely key.
Absolutely.
And then do you ever have to be the therapist if a client comes to you and says, something's amiss in my accounts. What's going on here? Do you
Yes.
sit them down and then you
Yes,
suss
and
it out?
that's when the written budget and putting things down in writing always helps. Because even with your own self, you're like, did I really spend that much money? So putting things down in writing is always the first step.
Financial advisor and family therapist. Thank you so much, Karyn.
You're welcome.
Good to have you. And happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you very much.
We're back after this.